Hello and shalom to all JNF USA friends. You're watching the weekly edition of Channel 2 News, a magazine specially edited for you and brought to you by the Channel 2 News Company, Israel's leading news outfit. We selected the most important, interesting, and exciting stories for you, those that made this week here in Israel. We wish you a pleasant viewing experience.
We are not here to deliver a guilty verdict with respect to any party. This is not a judicial process.
The UN Inquiry Commission report on the events of Operation Protective Edge attempts, unlike the Goldstone report before it, to maintain balance and be objective in the way it refers to both Israel and Hamas.
Dudu and I have worked very hard on this commission for many months because we feel strongly that the victims on both sides deserve to be heard.
The report's authors said that the high number of lost lives and injuries in Gaza is heartbreaking, but at the same time, the report states that the harm to civilians and soldiers in Israel was the tragic outcome of the Palestinian hostilities. The UN-appointed jurist said saving lives in Gaza was difficult since civilians living there felt trapped. The fact that such a high number of civilians were injured and residential homes damaged during the war allegedly points out that this was the Israeli policy. Regarding the roof knocking, the report states that the practice was ineffective since insufficient time was provided to evacuate the homes and the civilians had nowhere to escape to. Regarding other means of warning, the Commission's members said that they were aware that Israel indeed warned civilians by different means, in some cases even beyond the requirements of international law. The report stated that Israel saved many lives that way. However, this did not relieve Israel of the responsibility of having injured those who had not left their homes. Regarding artillery fire, the report stated that Israel made excessive use of artillery in populated areas with schools, and this may be considered a war crime. Regarding the Hannibal Directive, the report notes that in the IDF, defending an Israeli soldier overrules any consideration of defending a civilian population. With regards to the fighting in the towns of Sujaiya and Rafah following the kidnapping of an Israeli soldier, the jurists ruled that the IDF opened disproportionate, indiscriminate fire that could be considered a war crime.
אני מאוד מקווה שמדובר בתגובה שכלתנית ומחושבת עם כל השיקולים הדרושים ולא באיזושהי תגובה מהבטן בגלל שהם הפרו את הפסקת האש ונראה להם.
לא, מתוך שיקול ולא משתוללים שם יותר מדי. העניין הוא לנסות ולמנוע את הברחת החייל השבוי למקום אחר.
The UN report stated that it was difficult to save lives in Gaza because of the dense population. Civilians felt trapped there. The report mentions more than once the author's disappointment at Israel's total refusal to present a version of the events.
It's a great source of regret that on this occasion we could not travel to Israel and the occupied territory to meet them face to face, but that has only strengthened our determination to provide the victims in Gaza, the West Bank, and in Israel a forum where their stories can be heard.
The report does not name Hamas, but rules that the rocket fire towards Israel was a violation of international law and might be considered a war crime as well. The UN jurists rejected Hamas's claim that their weapons were inaccurate and thus did not endanger civilian lives. Regarding human shields, the report explicitly stated that in contrast to Palestinian claims, Hamas did indeed encourage civilians to ignore the IDF request to remain in their homes. As to the executions in Gaza during the war, the report stated that 21 Gazans suspected of spying for Israel were executed without a trial and ruled that these are war crimes. While the report did not hesitate to give advice, the jurists offered no specific recommendations to either side.
One accountability mechanism that I think has been effective in Israel in the past is a commission of inquiry. There are some suggestions that there should be a permanent one with subpoena power and with the real political respect, so to speak, of the community.
Leading jurists in Israel were satisfied, saying that this report respected the Israeli judicial system and trusted it, unlike the Goldstone report.
Hello, my name is Melanie Ward. I'm from Scotland in the United Kingdom, And I'm speaking to you from Ramallah.
Melanie from Scotland is one of 1,500 volunteers who came to the West Bank through the Ecumenical Accompaniment Program in Palestine and Israel.
Some of my jobs involve accompanying Palestinians to school, and they have to go across checkpoints. That means that they often have their school bags searched on the way to school and on the way back again.
This organization operates under the auspices of the World Council of Churches. The organization is active in 150 countries and is comprised of 600 million Christians from many different denominations. What does this Christian organization have to do with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? The fact is that the Council of Churches is more involved in this conflict than any other in the world. The Council has even established special organizations dealing with this conflict. For over a decade, the Council has called for a boycott of Israel, called for sanctions, and even initiated a cyber attack against Israeli government websites.
הם שולחים לפה בכל שנה מאות מתנדבים, עושים את הסיבוב כאן, לא פוגשים אפילו פעיל ציוני אחד, ואחר כך הם חוזרים לגרמניה וחוזרים לכל המדינות ומסיתים נגד ישראל.
It is not normal to trade with an abnormal country. What is normal with a country that is guilty of war crimes? Country that violates international law. A country that is guilty of crimes against humanity.
The Israel-Europe Freedom Center is made up of volunteers who work to prevent anti-Israeli initiatives in European parliaments. The center recently published a report stating that the German government, often considered Israel's best friend in Europe, allegedly finances approximately 25% of the World Council of Churches budget. Reportedly, the German allocation takes place indirectly through a third party. The German Department of Financial Development also finances 50% of yet another organization called Bread for the World. This organization donates funds to the Council of Churches. More than 10 million euro was transferred to the Council of Churches this way. Almost every day, Israel sees the worldwide damage caused as a result of these donations.
Consider a boycott, perhaps, of the goods which are made on the Israeli-occupied West Bank. There's Avaha Cosmetics, there's Barclays Bank, G4S. UK sells 8 billion a year last year in arms to Israel. You could write to the UK government.
The German embassy in Israel has said that the German government opposes calls to boycott Israel and neither directly nor indirectly funds the World Council of Churches. The German government supports projects for the eradication of poverty and supports non-governmental organizations in Israel and the Palestinian Authority.
אז אתה רצית להיות בכלא.
לא רציתי להיות בכלא, אף אחד לא רוצה להיות בכלא.
Israel's Minister of Culture, Miri Regev, gave the organizers of the Jerusalem Film Festival an ultimatum. Either screen the documentary about Yigal Amir outside the framework of the festival, or the Ministry of Culture would cut the festival's funding. A compromise was reached. The film will be screened privately in Jerusalem a few days before the festival, but will still be eligible to compete in the Best Documentary category.
ההחלטה להקדים את ההקרנה איננה נובעת בשום פנים ואופן מאיום של שר כזה או אחר, אלא מתוך רצון שלנו להתחשב ברגשות הציבור.
בדיוק דקה 8, עוד דקה 8. רק תביא את אמא לפני שהוא סוגר לי.
Yigal Amir's mother, Giula Amir, said that her son Yigal Amir doesn't even know what the film is about, but that she is happy the film will be screened.
סרט שמראה אותנו בניגוד למה שאתם כל הזמן הראיתם אותנו. זה הכל. הפכתם אותו להיטלר. לא, בעצם עם היטלר הייתם עושים שלום, זה בסדר. היטלר היה לגיטימי אצלכם.
ההחלטה להקרין את הסרט נבעה משיקולים אומנותיים גרדה. הוא נמצא על ידי ועדת הלקטורה המקצועית כאחד הטובים ביותר.
Earlier today, the busy Minister of Culture met with the Taman family. She informed them of the decision to freeze the funding of the El Medan Theater, staging the Parallel Time, a play based on the writings of terrorist Walid Daqqa.
האמירה שתיאטרון לא יכול להיות תומך טרור, לא יכול לקחת מחבלים ולהאדיר אותם, לא יכול לקחת הצגה שנכתבה על בסיס כתביו של רוצח שפל שחטף ורצח את דוד שלי. תיאטרון כזה לא יכול לקבל מימון ממדינת ישראל.
Minister Regev brought information about the theater to the attention of Israel's Attorney General. Suspicions were raised that Al-Madan has connections with convicted terrorists and that the theater is being used as a platform to encourage terrorism.
מעבר להצגה הזו, מדובר בפעילות כוללת של התיאטרון שתומכת בטרור, תומכת במחבלים, ואת זה צריך לבדוק.
The Attorney General will also investigate possible financial irregularities by the theater. Al-Madan claims that they regularly pass financial reports to the Ministry of Culture and that Minister Regev was persecuting them.
זה הצפוי ולא מפתיע. חבל שהגענו לשפל כזה, אבל כך נראים הפנים של השרים החדשים שלנו. אנחנו ניפגש בבתי משפט, נראה מה אנחנו יכולים לעשות. אין מה כבר להצטדק ולהגן על עצמנו ולהגיד שההצגה הזאת היא לא מסיתה לטרור. אין כבר עם מי לדבר. כי חיפשו אותנו.
At the end of another trying day in what has been called a culture war, President Rivlin attempted to calm everyone down.
אומנות היא לא רכושו של מחנה זה או אחר. לא של ימין ולא של שמאל. מזרחיים או אשכנזים. אוי לנו אם גם האומנות תיפול קורבן לפוליטיזציה מסוכנת מצד זה או מצד אחר.
מישראל עם מדליית הכסף.
Today, these smiling faces represent Israel's finest hour of rhythmic gymnastics. We extend our compliments to Captain Alona and team members Yuval, Katrina, Ida, and Karina. They won a medal every time they competed in this tournament. This is the clubs and hoops exercise, where the girls won a silver medal. Minutes earlier, they'd stood on the podium to receive the bronze medal for the ribbon exercise. Because of so many prize ceremonies, there was not much time to prepare for the events.
מספיק ניסיון לעמוד כאילו מתרגיל לתרגיל ישר בלי לעבוד עליו, אז עשינו מה שאנחנו יודעות, וזהו.
כמה לחץ היה?
לא יודעת, מרוב ההכנות כבר לא הספקנו להילחץ.
The current crop of girls aged 16 to 18 is considered the most talented ever in this field. They practice 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and at night dream about their moves to the sounds of Genghis Khan.
התאמנות אומנותית על המפה, בואו נגיד את זה, והספורט הנשי על המפה. יש קצת עושר לעם ישראל, ואנחנו חלק בזה נתנו, אני שמחה.
Senior gymnast Netta Rivkin celebrated her 24th birthday in Baku. She competed in the individual category with the hoop and left a strong impression with a good performance. Since Netta was last up, the pressure was on, but she knew exactly what score she needed to win a medal.
מדליית ארד לנטע ריבקין.
זה משהו שמאוד מאוד רציתי, וקמתי היום בבוקר ואמרתי שאני חייבת לעשות את זה. גם מאוד רציתי מדליה כמתנת יום הולדת, וזה משהו שייכנס לאחד מההישגים הגדולים שלי בקריירה.
This terrific generation of gymnasts still have to qualify to compete in the Olympic Games next summer in Rio. Not that anyone is applying pressure, but 23 years have passed since an Israeli woman has won an Olympic medal. The first and last who did that, Yael Arad, will be happy for them if they win.
Thank you for staying with us in this weekly edition of Channel 2 News for JNF USA Friends. For more articles and live updates, you're welcome to go to our websites, Mako or Reshet. We will meet again next week. Until then, all the best, shalom, and goodbye.